gaan ry Kaapstad toe.
Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. But tonight we've got a preseason matchup as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game. And then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And he's coming off of an injury-shortened season where he only played in 8 games, but he's hoping to get back to an all-pro level that he played at a year before. Now, with new weapons in town, he and his team believe they can go deep in the playoffs and have a major impact.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Here's Prescott. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
To throw is Prescott. Right back to Tolbert. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
They'll run here, the former Longhorn with it. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
It's a gain of 2. That's good for a Cowboys first down.
Play action now, Prescott. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
2 yards. That's another Cowboys first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw, Prescott. This one swung out to Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
That's another Cowboys first down.
Prescott now. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jalen Tolbert, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And he went from being the surprise pick of the first round to the full-time starter late in the season, and now he has a chance to take this team to new heights starting in 2025. Really was impressed with him down the stretch, going head-to-head with Jaden Daniels in a huge game. Now he could be their franchise quarterback for the next 10 years.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
And the Falcons first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Prescott now after the fumble recovery. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Now Prescott. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And his kick here is good. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
Looking to throw, Penix. And he rifles one incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them. Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Brought down at the 20.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a fourth down coming up.
A 52-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Well, maybe that's the spark that they needed here, Charles. Trailing, but a big block. We'll see if that swings the momentum a bit.
You mentioned the word spark. I'm just wondering, as they went off the field and the offense was coming out, did one of those special teams members say, hey, obviously we haven't given up on this one. We've given you a little bit of a spark. What are you going to do with it?
Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. And complete to Drake London. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
A gain of 15. First down, Falcons.
A play fake. Now Penix. That's out wide here for Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 yards there, and a Falcon first down.
Falcons, first down. A gain of 14. And a Falcon.
Robinson up the middle. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
The 21-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Again, it's Robinson. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run with Robinson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A first carry for Tyler Algier. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. This is 3rd and goal now, 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. Robinson, touchdown Falcons.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
The kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Crew able to connect on the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And a big hit there as he gets it past the 25 before he's met and dropped.
But whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Prescott to throw it. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
The Cowboys field goal. A 40-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He's got the hook up to McLeod. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Set. Viking 18. Warriors 70. Check up.
Here's Penix. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10.
Prescott yet again. A quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now Prescott. Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards.
First down.
The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's second and goal. To the air again, Prescott. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit.
A 25-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to take another shot here. And that is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. It is time. Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. Third quarter. Here we go. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Well, good-looking return set up here. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Falcon first down.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
We think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And looking to throw, Penix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Drake London. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are back within a score. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is down to 2.
16.
So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
And the Cowboys first down.
Here's Prescott. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
At the 47-yard line.
Prescott. Under pressure, they got him again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. Gets it underneath to Blue. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
62-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Second and a couple. Robinson with another carry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
First down. A gain of 12. First down, Atlanta.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
The tackle by the Barbie Overshaw. No gain on the play. Second and 10.
Hand off now to Robinson. And fights through one man. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Calling an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Algier will try to pick it up. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 15 yards, first down Atlanta.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Sam Williams bringing him down that time. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Robinson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown.
And this is the time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Cousins will try and throw. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Looking to put a drive together. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
To throw is Milton. Now he's going to step up and run. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here we go. Cougar Knights.
Here's Milton. He'll try and do this himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First down.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Miles Sanders, 50 yards. And the Cowboys answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. So these two teams matching each other's score for score. This last touchdown, that bumps the lead back to 7 with the extra point to come.
And it's a heck of a way to play, isn't it, partner? You feel good about it because you continue to keep the lead and your offense keeps scoring, but you sure would like your defense to make a stop.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Cousins. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Play fake. Cousins. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Room here to run. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
It's a gain of 28 yards. And the Falcons.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
36-yard line.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Back to Robinson now on first down. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Cousins to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On third down, Robinson. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
There's Robinson showing the flash. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Here's 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now keep in mind, no overtime in the preseason, so without getting ahead of ourselves, we'll likely see a 2-point try should they get this in the end zone. And he's got it! Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
That ties the game at 27.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Up the middle they go with Sanders. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now Cousins. He's going to launch it for Washington. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
Forget about matriculating the ball down the field at this point of the game. They needed a big chunk, and they got one. And now you're one completion away from giving your kicker a chance to win the game.
1st down and 9.
Cousins. Now he'll tuck this and run. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. So, Charles, this is a game that certainly had some intrigue, but I think you and I both agree. We like the decision to not play overtime in preseason and just call it a draw.
Partner, I want to meet the person who disagrees with this decision, and I just wonder what took so long for the league to arrive at this conclusion. They